Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the new moon in Virgo, which is happening at August 30th, 2019 in Eastern time, but times are going to vary. This is a psychic intuitive astrology reading. I don't follow any rules necessarily by the book, so if you are a by the book astrology type, this might not be the reading for you. If you're watching this and thinking, oh, this looks like too much astrology, hang with me because it does get more and more psychic and intuitive as I go along. This is sort of like a jumping off point for me to just tune in with, or even like a scrying tool for me to do the psychic reading from. I don't plan anything ahead of time. This is not a lecture. I do it this way because when I do personal readings, I don't plan it ahead of time. This is more kind of how to get an idea of what a personal reading, like for me, might be like. And if you're interested in that, you can check my website, where you can find up in the corner in the eye in the sky or below. I am offering the Libra Ingress readings for a limited time, which is a very useful tool to look at the season ahead. Okay, let's get into this chart. You know, this chart is beautiful. I do those astrology tapestry of life mandalas too, where I use these aspect lines in the very middle. And then I do all kinds of designs and stuff inside of them. This would be a beautiful mandala. That's the first thing that I thought of. But look at the big thing is, look at the stellium. This is major Virgo. We've got Mercury, Juno, Moon, Sun, Mars, part of Fortune, and the Venus, all in Virgo. And then we've got all these displays of it's almost like searchlights even too, isn't it? Or spider webs. I mean, there's definitely some, these patterns, these aspect lines are really, just really pulling me in. Excuse me, like a cough drop, drink of water, getting a little hoarse here. But let's examine, and over here too, even in the aspectarian, all these little conjunctions and trines, and then, it's so there's something, the pattern of it. There's something, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. This reminds me of the little bombs. What game is that? Was that Battleship or something? There was a game out. If anybody knows, leave it in the, they had these little bombs. I hope it doesn't mean bombs are going off. It's not necessarily, this chart isn't saying bombs are going to go off. But, they look like some game from back in the day. If anybody remembers, mark it down, where they have little bomb symbols. It might have been Battleship or something like that. Anyways, let's get into this. So Virgo energy, meticulous detail, grounding, earth, healing, health. Always a good time to start any health regimen, any kind of diet. You should, anything like that you could be very successful with at this time. It's all, the Uranus is pulling me the strongest, and most of this is trining the Uranus and Taurus. That's what all these lines are about, all these little triangle lines. It's all coming out of the Uranus energy. It's like whoosh, it's like shooting vibes or shooting sparks or shooting energy out over into this Virgo vibration. So they're very different. Virgo and energy and Uranian energy, even though it's Taurus, it's why that comes from, but it's very different. It's going to shake up the Virgo thing. So it's Virgo, 2.0 or something. It's like Virgo reinvented. So it's like Virgo likes meticulous order. Virgo likes details. Virgo doesn't like having their boat rocked or things shaken up, which is exactly what Uranus does. So it's gonna. But since it's a trine, it should be harmonious. It should be inspirational. The Virgo energy, it might be inspired to try something different, inspired to try something new. The Virgo hold is so strong here, though. But if you wanted to try something new in the area of Virgo, if you wanted to adopt a pet, it'd be a good time to adopt a pet. 6th house is pets. If you wanted to try something new in health, if you wanted to overhaul your resume, potentially to get a new job, because 6th house is the house of work. Maybe you're going to overhaul your resume, or maybe you're going to try to, you want to break into some new field that you completely different from your current position or your current, I'm hearing vocation. There's a word. Uranus can also be something that you've thought about doing, but you just thought it was impossible. With Uranus, it's like, oh, yeah, that's great, but that's so far-fetched. That's not me. I have to stay here. I have to do my regimen. I have to do my daily thing, this and that. I've got my whole schedule planned out. That's just so far-fetched. That's just so far-reaching. That's just so beyond. But it's secretly, or maybe not so secretly, but on some level, it's something that you really would want to do. But you might just, your belief system, because Virgos, are all the earth signs, are very grounded in the earth. Let's be real practical. But maybe your belief system says, well, yeah, that's great for some people, but not for me. I have a schedule to stick to here. I don't have time for that crazy stuff. But this could be a doorway or a portal. All big, like the ingress readings that I'm doing, and the new moons and the full moons, these are all portals. Doorways, portals. This could be a portal with Uranus to transform you to something completely that you never thought possible, but maybe it really is possible. Maybe it could really happen. With all the Virgo energy, yeah, there's going to still be hard work and things, practical things that are going to have to be done. Plans will have to be made. A lot of work and effort is going to have to go into it, etc., etc. But it is possible. It can happen. Uranus it's just shining a light. That just looks like it's beaming energy. It's just beaming. It's like it's a laser beam or something, and it's just beaming this energy right over to this Virgo vibration here. And it's opening a doorway. It's opening a portal. Yeah, I've been experiencing a lot of timeline jumps lately. One is so weird. I have these, I'm wearing them right now, these gray Mickey Mouse shorts that I wear like for pajamas. That I love them. And I got one pair and I really liked it. And they had another pair that was also gray, but the Mickey Mouse was different. It was bigger, and I think it was just the head of the Mickey Mouse. And I ordered those. And I had them both for a while now, and then all of a sudden, they're the same pair. I mean, this is like 2 months after I've been wearing them all the time. Instead of having 2 different pairs of Mickey Mouse shorts, I have the 2 with the same design on them. And that is just such a weird thing. And I'm certain that I had, not only that I ordered a different pair of Mickey Mouse shorts, same color, but a different design, but that I had both in my possession for a couple months, and I was wearing them. And it's just like, that was a weird thing that happened. And then another weird thing just happened again here. I've been wanting to move for quite a while, and I want to move. I live in the city, and I want to move to the suburbs. And in the suburbs, I was looking around, and the property taxes were just crazy. And I remember it was on the news and everything. People were on the news saying, "What is this? Is crazy. Their property taxes tripled." And went from I don't remember. Let's just say an average property tax in the suburbs where I live would be like $35,000 to $4,000 a year, and all of a sudden it's $10,000 and $12,000, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to pay $1,000 a month just in property tax plus a mortgage on top of that, and blah 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 blah. So I was just like getting really discouraged about it. I go, well, I guess I'll just have to move to a different county, maybe move out and get a farm somewhere. And then just this past week, the property taxes in all the suburbs are down to like 3, in that same range again. And there was nothing, I don't know what happened, and I thought, well, maybe this is just a mistake on Zillow. So I look on other, real estate sites, and it's like, no, they're all back in that range again. And I'm going, well, maybe this is just something that's, I don't know. So I even look on the county website. I'm even checking. And then I'm checking houses. There was some that I had, like, favorited, on Zillow. And it's like, I really love that house. But there's just no way I'm not paying $12,000 a year just in property tax, And I even went to look at those specific houses again. And they're like $3,000, $4,000. I'm just like, what in the world is going on? And it's not like there was any big news blast saying, oh, well, the county decided to lower everybody's property tax again. I must have jumped timelines. I mean, I just must have. Yeah, I know these stories annoy some people, but there's these examples of these jumping up timelines. It was on the news. It was for a couple of months there, and I was telling everybody, I'm going, well, I can't move now. Blah 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 blah. Forget it, because I'm not paying $12,000 a year in property tax. Blah blah blah. I was bitching about it, and now it's back to the normal range. And even in some cases, because if you're familiar with Zillow, it'll show for the past like 4 or 5 years or something. And even in some cases, the property taxes have dropped a little from the previous year. And I'm just like, what in the world? So I must have jumped timelines. I think that's happening a lot more lately to a lot of people. I think I'm not alone in this. Sometimes it is just stupid stuff like that, like the Mickey Mouse shorts, It's just like, so I must have jumped timelines, but I think this Uranus energy is really a big part of it, and Uranus being in Taurus is really bringing that, because Uranus energy, anything way out there like that, like jumping timelines and space age, aliens, all that's all the realm of Uranus. That's Uranus all day long. But since that Uranus has been in Taurus, I think that it's really brought it down to earth here. It's really brought it down to earth. And it's not so much way up in the higher realms, way up in the ethers. It's down here. It's in the earth plane. And I think that's why we're able to merge these energies. And I think a lot more people are noticing it. I think it's been... there's been things your whole life probably that's happened like that. I'm sure we've all experienced that. And it's like you were positive that it was whatever. That's the Mandela effect, I was positive it was this, and then it was something else. And some of those examples cited in those Mandela effects I don't necessarily agree with, but I don't discount that it's happening. It's happening to me for sure. Like the one about the Berenstain Bears, because I have a definite memory of being at the elementary school and either writing a book report or talking to a librarian and then pointing out that I misspelled it. I think we just assumed that it was spelled a certain way, and it was really not, and everybody just jumped on that bandwagon about the Berenstain Bears, but whatever, whether if it was a timeline, collective timeline jump or not, I don't know. But I do believe it happened. I've seen it happen. I know it happens. There was another example, a woman I knew, I'm sure she was a nurse. I remember her telling me she is a nurse. And then something happened, and I was like, well, you're the nurse, tell me. And then she says, no, I'm not a nurse. I'm a pharmacy tech. I'm like, what? So it was weird. She was also still kind of in the medical field, but not a nurse. And I was dead positive. I wasn't going to stand there and argue with her. No, I remember you told me. I wasn't going to do that. But, there's these things that happened. We've all, if you've been sure that something was something and then it wasn't, then potentially you've jumped timelines. I know this is kind of way off the path of this Virgo energy, but I feel like it's like that. And in order to achieve something that's way out there, if we're so stuck in our mental mind here, you do have to jump a couple timelines. You do have to walk through some portals to get there. That's part of it. And I think that the energy is so rife for this to happen with this, because I can't take my eyes off this. And that's another part of me doing this as a psychic reading. Yeah, there's other stuff going on, but I keep, I can't pull myself away from this. This is the main event. This is the most impactful. This is the big thing that's going on, is this Uranian energy shining it all in Virgo. Yeah, we still are in 3D reality. It's still going to take 3D reality skills of organization, planning, hard work, effort, all that, the things that show up in the realm of Virgo. But we can really get outside. I'm getting chills all over my legs. We can really, I feel like we can make big leaps at this time. And we are coming up on those ingress times, those change of seasons. That's why I offer those readings. Those are big portals as well. Well, let's get off of the Uranian for a minute here. Let's go to the next thing, because it is opposing the Lilith Neptune conjunction. You know, that's a strange combination there. They're strange bedfellows, is what I was gonna say. And it's opposing. It's not. Well, it's an orb, but it's opposing all this Virgo stuff. They have it marked as opposing the sun, so we'll go with that. It's a pretty wide orb there, but yeah, it's opposing a lot of this stuff. Neptune is the realm of where Uranus is outer space and aliens and scientific, higher dimensional things that we sometimes we don't understand in the 3D reality. Neptune is, it's out of this reality and out of this realm as well, but in a different way. It's through dreamy, spiritual, subconscious energy, and it's Lilith is coming up to it. Lilith always sticks up for and stands up for what she believes. So, like the stuff I was just talking about, a lot of times you say that stuff and people think you're crazy. I bet you a lot of people just tuned off the video and gave me a thumbs down when I was talking about it. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. That's the vibe of this. Neptune is all the psychic, spiritual, dreamy stuff. Things that are just intuitive, things that you just kind of know, or you feel, or you sense. It's creativity. It's the higher vibration of creativity, a deeper. It's the true creativity. Because lots of people, I'm a musician too, and a lot of people, I channel music. I never called it that. I never even knew what that was. I was doing that before I ever knew that there was such a thing. But I get into that, and when you're jamming with other people. Not just playing songs of just like the record. When you get a good jam, like when you're riffing off each other, you're pulling it. You're pulling it from the collective unconscious. You're pulling it from somewhere, the stream of the magical stream of Neptune energy. And there's people who compose music very methodical. You can study music composition in college, and there's a very methodical ways of putting it all together and da. But that stuff just is lacking that, that flow, that vibe. So there's always this tuning into that's going on, but it's not really acknowledged by a lot, the 3D reality world. I mean, if you're like me and that's the only people you deal with and talk to mostly, then you think, oh, no, everybody believes in that. But no, everybody doesn't. I mean, really, everybody doesn't. And everybody, you try to talk to people about it. It's becoming more and more accepted, which is great. But I mean, my whole life I've been getting stuff and I talk about it and then people are like, what's wrong? And then I shut it down and then I bring it back and then I shut it down, bring it back, shut it down. So this is Lilith there with Neptune. She's like, this is real. This is something. This isn't hooey. This isn't nonsense. This is a real thing. And aspecting the Virgo energy, because you need the Earth sign energy to make it real in the 3D reality, and not just some abstract concept, or not just some dreamy, imaginary thing, which is more like the Neptune energy. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, darn it, what happened? You need that, see, just like that. You need something to ground it in the earth plane. You need something, like, yeah, I can pick up on vibes and music all day long, but if I don't sit down and tape it, and then it's just an idea, you have to sit down and work it out. You have to, okay, then once you catch that initial vibe and you grab onto it, then you gotta, well, here, okay, this will be the verse, this will be the chorus, I like this for a spot for a lead, or if it's just an idea for whatever, a book, then you gotta hash it out. Well, this is the first chapter, these are the characters, it always, it'll never go anywhere if you just leave it in this realm, It's all great and wonderful to tune into this realm, but if you don't sit down and, it'll never go anywhere. It'll never become anything. Well, it may, but it won't come through. Somebody else will grab it and take it and run with it and create it and make it into something, So this is a necessary thing, but that is so aspected to these two outer planets who are so, Neptune and Uranus are so much part of our moving forward as a collective, our moving forward as a race, as a planet, as everything. bringing us beyond. It's a marriage of the outer and the inner, of the ethereal and the mental, of the dreamy and the down to earth, and it's beautiful. It's not. It doesn't feel like a struggle. Does this look like a struggle? Even though these are oppositions, it looks like beams of light coming through and shining energy. Okay, we also have squares, which are going on with the Jupiter. But Jupiter just is expanding and making more, and especially Jupiter in Sag in its own sign, and then its Ceres too, which also is an abundant, expanding and making more. So I don't feel like that's a detriment in any way. I'm sure there's quite a bit that I didn't go over, but this is the gist of it. This is it. They're all shining a beam onto this Virgo. It's Virgo's time. Virgo's going to be being fed, because Virgo's like, yeah, give me some work to do. Give me some, Virgo is the book editor. Virgo is the publisher and the editor of the book, So there's going to be Virgo's the patent office, So there's going to be all these beams of light and stuff being shown onto there, and Virgo's like, yeah, keep it coming, keep it coming. You're going to be busy at your, I'm seeing, busy at your typewriter, busy at your typewriter. That's an old, it's your keyboard or whatever, getting it all organized, filing it away, getting it ready to present and bring into the 3D reality. All right, there's probably a ton more we can talk about, but I think that that's the important things that I'm really picking up, okay? Again, don't forget it. If you want a past life reading, I do a past life soul readings through your charts. I do card readings. It's all psychic, though. It's not your typical by the book. None of it is, And I have the ingress readings available for a limited time for the month of September, and that's also a valuable tool. So if you're interested, please do check it out. I do appreciate everything that you guys do by liking, commenting, contributing in every way, purchasing my wares, which you can find on my website and below. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great new moon in Virgo, and I'll speak to you soon.